One day you notice something strange. The older you get, the smaller your circle becomes. And for the first time in life, that no longer feels like failure. It feels like relief, and strangely, happier than you expected. Because what if losing interest in certain people is not loneliness at all? What if it is maturity finally removing noise from your life? You do not arrive there overnight. It usually comes after years of exhaustion, after enough shallow conversations, after enough one-sided loyalty, after enough nights spent surrounded by people, yet still feeling completely alone. Slowly something changes. You stop chasing attention. You stop forcing connection. You stop treating every invitation like proof that you matter. Little by little, you begin protecting something many people spend years giving away without realizing it: your peace of mind. Some people mistake it for loneliness. You eventually recognize it as clarity. You stop treating every invitation like an opportunity. Daniel once left a dinner filled with laughter, music, and people talking over each other for hours. But when he got home and placed his keys on the kitchen counter, a strange thought hit him. Nobody that entire night had truly noticed him. He remembered laughing at jokes he barely heard, nodding through conversations he would forget the next morning, driving home in complete silence, and wondering why an evening surrounded by people could leave him feeling so invisible. Nobody asked if he was all right. Nobody noticed he had barely spoken. And somehow, that hurt more than solitude ever had. Seneca once wrote, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." One evening around the wrong people can leave the mind restless for days. Have you ever noticed that one conversation can follow you home? You replay one careless comment while brushing your teeth. You replay it again while trying to fall asleep. The other person forgot it 10 minutes later. You carried it for 3 days. That is when you begin seeing people differently. You stop asking, "Who wants me at the table?" You start asking, "Who lets me leave the table feeling lighter?" Those are rarely the same people. You stop needing to be understood by everyone. A younger man is about to say no. Instead, he hears himself say yes. He agrees to dinners he no longer wants to attend. He answers messages he wishes he had ignored. Some people can decline an invitation in 3 seconds. Others need 3 hours to write a message that simply says, "Maybe next time." Year after year, he becomes so good at keeping everyone comfortable that he slowly forgets what makes him comfortable. The change begins quietly. One day he declines an invitation without making an excuse. Another day he admits he is too tired to go out. Some people simply say, "No problem." Others suddenly become cold. It is amazing how quickly some friendships expire the first time they hear the word no. That surprises him. Nothing about those people changed. Only his honesty did. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." You spend years thinking strength means winning an argument. Sometimes it means letting someone misunderstand you and sleeping well anyway. That is often the first sign you have stopped pretending. The friend who expected endless agreement slowly disappears. The people who value honesty remain, and life becomes much quieter after that. Tell me honestly, what ended more friendships in your life? Distance or disappointment? You stop keeping score? Many people quietly carry an invisible ledger. I helped him move. I lent her money. I was there when nobody else was. Without realizing it, they begin expecting life to balance the account. Then one day it does not. Someone you once helped never calls back. Another walks away. Another simply disappears. At first, it feels deeply unfair. Then life introduces someone unexpected. A neighbor brings dinner after surgery. A former coworker quietly drives you to the hospital. Someone you barely remember appears when you need them most. You keep asking yourself, when did I ever earn this? The answer is often, you never did. That is when many people discover something beautiful. Kindness rarely comes back from the same person. It often returns through someone they never expected. Not every person you help will stay, and not every person who stays is someone you once helped. Eventually, you stop keeping score, because generosity is not a contract. It is simply the kind of person you choose to become. If someone quietly came to mind while listening to this, perhaps this conversation belongs with them too. You stop confusing trust with history. For almost 20 years, Michael told one friend everything. The worries he never shared with his family, the mistakes he regretted, the fears he laughed about in public but carried home in silence. One afternoon, another friend casually repeated one of those private stories. Word for word, Michael never asked who told him. He already knew. The painful part was not losing a secret. It was losing the one place where he never had to filter his thoughts. For weeks, he caught himself reaching for the phone, then putting it back down. Not because he had nothing to say, because he no longer knew where his words would end up. The friendship did not explode. There was no argument, no dramatic goodbye. They still shook hands, still wished each other happy birthday. But every conversation became a little shorter, a little safer, a little less real. That was the day he understood something most people learn too late. Time tells you how long someone has been in your life. It does not tell you how safely they can hold it. After that, you stop trusting people simply because they have been around for years. You place your trust where character has already survived disappointment, temptation, and time. Strangely, your circle becomes smaller again, but your mind becomes much quieter. You learn who actually stays when life becomes heavy. Many friendships feel strong during easy seasons. When life is exciting, when money is flowing, when everybody is laughing, that is the easy version of friendship. But difficult seasons reveal people very differently. A man loses a job, a marriage breaks apart, a parent gets sick. Suddenly, the room becomes quieter than expected. That is when you discover something painful but valuable. Some people only knew how to stand beside the successful version of you, not the exhausted version, not the confused version, not the man trying to rebuild his life quietly. After Vincent lost his business, his phone became strangely silent for weeks. The same people who once called him every Friday suddenly disappeared behind polite excuses. Then one rainy evening, an old friend knocked on his door carrying cheap takeout food and 2 coffees. They hardly talked about the business. They barely talked about failure. They ate. They sat quietly. And somehow, he stopped feeling like he had to survive the night alone. Vincent later admitted that simple meal healed something expensive success never could. And they become much slower to call someone a true friend. He often loses interest in shallow connection completely. A smaller circle no longer feels limiting. It feels trustworthy. You start protecting your inner world. Most people lock their front door before going to bed. They protect their savings. They insure their cars. But many will let one negative conversation replay in their minds for 3 straight days without questioning why. Think about the last time you spent an hour with someone who complained about everything. You drove home, and somehow their mood came with you. Nothing in your own life had changed, yet the rest of your evening felt heavier. You also discover something else. Forgiveness does not always mean reunion. You wish them well. You simply stop saving them a seat at your table. One man spent an entire morning cleaning his house before certain relatives came over, not because it was dirty, because he did not want to hear another criticism. The curtains, the kitchen, the way he lived. That afternoon, he left the house exactly as it was. Within minutes, someone found dust on a shelf. Another criticized the old furniture. He smiled and said, "This house is comfortable enough for the person who lives in it. I'm sorry it doesn't meet hotel standards." They fell silent for a moment. Then they started criticizing something else. That was the moment he finally understood. The criticism had never been looking for dust. It had been looking for a target. From that day on, protecting his peace became more important than protecting anyone else's expectations. That is why simple moments begin feeling richer than crowded ones. A quiet breakfast before the phone starts ringing. A walk where nobody expects anything from you. Coffee with one honest friend instead of dinner with 10 acquaintances. You leave one loud gathering early. You get home. You sit quietly in your favorite chair. And for the first time, going home feels better than staying out. If conversations like this bring you a little more clarity, you'll probably feel at home here. Subscribe to Move or Die Stoic. You realize real friendship becomes quieter with time. Many people confuse constant access with closeness. If someone replies fast, calls often, and appears everywhere in your life, it feels like strong friendship. But life slowly changes that picture. People build families. Careers become demanding. Energy becomes more limited. And time starts moving faster than expected. Age quietly teaches a different lesson. Real friendship does not need constant presence to remain real. Distance may grow, yet the respect never disappears. Brian had not spoken to his closest friend in almost 3 years. Life simply became busy, and neither of them was good at constant conversation. But after Brian's father passed away, his friend drove through the night without being asked and sat beside him for hours saying almost nothing. Brian could not remember a single sentence from that night, but he never forgot that his friend stayed until sunrise. Years later, he still remembered that silence more clearly than hundreds of louder friendships. That is why you become less interested in how often someone calls, and far more interested in why they call. One friend reaches out only when life is falling apart. Another simply sits beside you in silence after you lose someone you love. Neither conversation is entertaining. Both are unforgettable, because loyalty rarely arrives with perfect words. It usually arrives with quiet presence. It stays. Even when life becomes difficult, you begin valuing people who bring steadiness instead of stimulation. And that becomes one of the most peaceful discoveries of adulthood. As you grow older, your life often becomes quieter, not because you stop caring about people, but because experience quietly taught you something important. A calm life is difficult to build and very easy to disturb. Sometimes life does not make you happier by giving you more people. Sometimes it does the opposite. It quietly removes the ones you never needed. It was about discovering how little it actually takes to feel at peace. If this conversation stayed with you, subscribe to Move or Die Stoic. We explore the quiet lessons most people only understand later in life. Before you leave, tell me honestly, how many real friends do you believe a person truly needs to feel at peace?